2021, making it to the main stage, getting the tiebreaker over Cloud9 to qualify, forcing Cloud9 to play best of 5. So this has been an insane rise. During that time, Brazil dipped very hard, like I said, but it's cool to see them coming back now and playing that matchup here. Two of the best minor region teams going at it.
And that's the fun thing, because you heard from the desk, these two teams have never played in a best of 5 before on the international stage.
Never,
now we have them.
Never in a best of 5. They did play some groups together, and they've traded back and forth. INTZ back in the day was able to take down Rampage, put them in their place a couple times. I don't remember if it was DFM who clawed over INTZ, but they have played in different qualifying events many, many times. And so I'm really excited to see if they can do it. I want to see if CVLOL is back on the map officially with this new org coming in. Loud has been so exciting for the region. I know the CVLOL fans have not always been in love with the representatives that they send. There's been a lot of really close best of 5 finals where, like, should Red have gone? Should Pain have gone? Like, these kinds of questions. And it feels like Loud has the entire community behind them. People feel like they're a really good representative. And you've seen them here making it to this knockout stage now.
Nice mix of veterans and newer players, kind of on both sides in some ways. We'll catch up with draft real quick because, as predicted, not all that interesting. Silas, Aatrox, Callista on the red side for DetonatioN FocusMe. Trondo, Kaisayumi with the tree. Maokai making his first appearance of the day.
I'm glad they gave us a very standard draft for me to do my kind of narrative historical stake setting, because Maokai, Azir, Gnar, MF is like copy-paste draft from the presence list. You know, these are all strong, I think. No surprise to see Amumu. Curse of the Sad Bullet Time coming in. Veg, you know, it's a very strong combination, and the team fights are actually really fun to watch with this combo. It does make the team fighting for Loud so far actually very strong with the Maokai in as well. I know it mostly goes jungle, but I do think top is always an option. Into Gnar, it's a little rough, but you can have good gank setup should they end up going up there. But most likely going to be Sejuani jungle into Maokai, 2 tanks. Just trying to be big team fighters.
And it's interesting to think about how these teams have played so far, because again, like last best of 5, I feel like they slowly trended more and more towards the early game. We knew Saigon Buffalo were going to play aggressive, and I feel like Mad Lions kind of matched that as they went throughout the series. This time I was expecting a bit more scaling, certainly on the DetonatioN FocusMe side, but lots of Loud's wins, even with their aggression, has come through strong team fighting comms.
Yeah, absolutely the case. I think Loud has the ability to go a little bit more, I don't know what you call it. They go hamburgers more often.
Yeah.
They're willing to scrap it out a lot harder. So to that point, I can see them going more team fight oriented here. We'll see what Robo ends up taking. He's kind of been a bit of the X factor for me in their drafts. When they do have something interesting, it usually comes from him. He's positive in CSD in top lane, which is kind of hard to do given the other opponents in the group. So Robo's been very impressive. I have written him off a couple times because he's been to a couple international events. There's been times where I've not been particularly impressed. He's been great this event. So we'll see if they try to find a carry in the top side or if they just fully commit to this team fighting. Check DFM, who are that kind of more late game oriented team fighting team. And if you can beat them at their own game, well then great. You don't need to take the risk of heavy counter picks and whatnot.
All right, well, Lissandra and Zoe. tinowns going to lose that one that he played last time. These two
Zoe
battled.
Yeah.
Ezreal also banned away. Yutapon going to lose a couple more champs. Kaisa already banned, by the way. Leona going to join it there for Harp. So taking out some of the bottom lane options there for DetonatioN FocusMe. Caitlyn open, though.
That does leave the Caitlyn plus Enchanter support bot lane open. They already see the entire enemy bot lane. This is a very mismatched draft. Usually it's a little closer to this, but it was jungle and then the solo lanes, and the other team was jungle and bot lane. So double counter pick for Loud here to see what they want for their solo lanes. On the flip side, Harp already knows the bot lane is playing into, but they, I guess, believe Caitlyn was easier to take, less maybe shown for the solo lanes to know what they have to deal with. I would actually probably have preferred the support, but, you know, we'll have to see.
All right, looks like Akali, yep, already locked in there for tinowns. So a bit of a different look, certainly from the Zoe, but should be fun. We've seen a lot of Akalis popping off so far.
Well, it also blows up my plan of, like, yeah, they're going late game, yada, yada, yada. No, maybe they're just finding a stable weak side bot lane. MF is very good about that, so they can actually go really crazy with their solo lanes here. If that's an Olaf top, that is a Robo special.
It is an Olaf top.
This is one of his signature unique champions. He has played it 4 times in summer, which is not a ton, but, you know, for a champion that most people aren't playing at all, quite a bit. Will give him the ability to all in that top side. All right, they did exactly what I said they weren't going to do. They end up taking 2 volatile soul laners. That does play to their strengths, though, so I'm happy to see Loud go for that. DFM, no surprise, like I said, grabbing either Lux or the Morgana, one of the sisters. I believe they're sisters in lore. I could be wrong. I'm making stuff up. No, wait, it's her and Kale. What am I?
Yeah, there we go.
My bad.
I get what you're saying, because one has dark binding, the other one has light binding.
Yeah, I
always
guess
feel like
I
that's
mixed
a
them in my head, yeah. And they often pair with the same champions in a lot of ways, but nope. Morgana goes with it. Makes sense. Try and protect the Caitlyn. So two very different game plans here. Bot side for Loud. Want to play safe. Want to scale up. Maybe have the Amumu roam around the map. Sejuani has been very good about that. Might be able to make some plays happen here. Comboing with Croc, whereas DFM want to scale on the top side and make everything about the bot lane. They want to make that a black hole where you're taking turret plates. If there's no attention going down there, then you're going to take over the entire game, start moving around the map. And that's very annoying for counter picks. If the Caitlyn gets far enough ahead that now you're getting sat on 2v1 by a Caitlyn Morgana, Olaf's not going to have a good time.
No. Very bad time, in fact. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Also, pretty stable tank junglers for both sides. Sejuani and Maokai have been extremely popular so far throughout the tournament. So not too surprising as far as that matchup goes. So feels like relatively comfy draft for both teams to kick things off. I think a lot of what we expected, obviously. Back to Amumu MF there for Loud. Back to comfort for Evie there in top lane with Gnar. Some things spicing up, right? I think this is the first Caitlyn of the tournament for Yutapon, definitely not of his career. And obviously, I don't think tinowns has played Akali this tournament either.
No, I think it was a call out by Loud to say, hey, this isn't what you're playing mostly. He feels a little bit more of a caster-oriented AD carry, so saying, hey, here's one of the most auto-attack reliant ones, also more early game oriented. So Loud's putting the pressure on Yutapon, saying, hey, go ahead and try and carry your team, but he has been able to do that. We'll see if he can do it here in game one, Loud versus DFM.
See if we can keep on playing tomorrow. One of these teams is unfortunately going home at the end of this best of 5. Will it be Brazil's Loud or Japan's Detonation FocusMe? We probably have quite a while to find out, but this game should certainly set the tone for the rest of this series.
Well, the other one has the fortune of playing RNG.
Hey!
It is a dubious honor.
Bad roll.
Very, very dangerous. Probably arguably the best team we've ever had in play-ins. To be fair, though, could be contested by 2018 Cloud9. Made semis from there.
True.
A couple teams have made quarters before as well.
Also true. Happens though sometimes. Bad RNG, you could say.
On My Life last year, making it all the way through. So we'll have to see. Very tough. Got some nice, positive chat. Evie is the nicest. Some people, top laners especially, when they go into all chat, it's flame. It's disrespect. It's trying to bait the other guy into a war of words. Evie, thumbs up, positivity, says, good luck, Robo. And Robo says, good luck, Evie. Let's make it a show.
That's very wholesome. Now watch them kill each other at level 1.
Now I'm going to go invade your red buff and mess with Steel.
And Steel's like, wait a second. I didn't agree to this. Robo, oh, he's just playing jungler for a second here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the power of Olaf level 1. He's pretty much unstoppable if you're able to get in on melee range or if you start chaining axes. Does force him out of the topside jungle. Robo will lose some experience and CS for that, but might be worth it.
Hey, they're fighting in bottom lane. Brance under half doing a good amount of damage. Ignite already down. Morgana will hold on to hers, but as predicted, Loud are getting aggressive in the 2v2. They've killed quite a few people in the 2v2 this tournament.
Yeah, they're always down to scrap it out, but it is very difficult into Caitlyn's range advantage. It was a nice initial trade, but even using the Ignite, they end up behind trying to disengage from that situation. But if they can just get the kill.
Back in we go. Harp is low. One more needed. Bandage Tot gets it done. Sejuani with first blood.
Alrighty, Loud already throwing down the gauntlet. We'll see if Brance is written on his biceps again today or not. Maybe some more bot gap coming in. This is huge, though, because if you... Whoa!
Yutapon, not the direction you wanted to go. Now they're going to flash in for it. One more order needed. Not going to be in range, but Yutapon out of sums now.
All right, Yutapon baiting the flash by Brance with the backwards, and that making him think he has to go that way. That was clearly not a good play out of that Yutapon there. Maybe showing some inexperience on the Caitlyn, having his mouse facing the wrong way as he's panicking, trying to get out of that situation. But wow. Loud's bot lane already throwing a massive wrench in the game plan of DFM. You want to control that lane from level 1 till the end of the game. That's how Caitlyn plays. And if you can already get this 2v2 kill in your favor, absolutely massive. Harp just stepping up too far here.
Remember, there's always another bandage, and Sejuani is very accurate.
Yeah, so even though you flash away, second bandage comes in, finds that kill. Yutapon kiting this one out. They're going to go for the re-engage here. They get level 2, land this, and just backwards net.
Yeah, just a mistake. You have to think there. Yutapon lucky to get away. Brance does burn his flash and trade, but still forcing him away feels worth it there as top side also fighting, but looks like it'll dissipate.
Yeah, as you saw in the, for example, EG Caitlyn game, if you're ever able to burn the sums of the enemy, great, start ganking them. Just disrupt that game plan. You can leave your soul laners kind of unattended right now from the side of Loud. Just let them get their 6s, let them get to the power spikes where they're able to start threatening these all-ins. And then Croc can go up there. If he wants to go bot lane early on, start comboing together with Sejuani and actually keep killing this Caitlyn Morgana lane, why not? You can see him already moving into the river. There's a pink ward.
Yep, has some coverage. There is another one for Detonation FocusMe. Croc gonna walk past it, but again, no flash.
No sum.
Back in we go. Harp the target.
Shield.
Croc moving in. Shield is broken. Harp the target now. No sums again. As we mentioned, now Brance should have another one right-handed to him on a silver platter. Make it an extra for the loud bottom lane.
Oh boy, this is going south fast for DFM. Loud looking good. Brance and Sejuani are definitely acting out that bot gap right now, and like we said, just keep attacking this bot lane, set the Caitlyn behind. She becomes very useless. The power trough that people talk about for Caitlyn only, I think, really exists if you're not able to actually get ahead of the pace of the game and then stay ahead. And then when you're on 2 items and they're on 1.5 or something, then you don't really feel that power trough. But here, definitely gonna feel it.
Still has roamed up in here, trying to hide in the alcove, see if we can bait Robo in. Robo, though, only with a ghost. He's gonna pop it, knows what's up. Steel coming on in. He's gonna see the enemy jungler and back away slowly.
Heavy trying to get a cute boomerang pullback on top of him. I don't think it actually ended up landing, but that was a very interesting angle he attempted to set that gank up. Does get the ghost, does relieve some pressure for Evie. It is a concern that when you go mini-Gnar form, he pops the ghost at 6, runs at you, the slows don't affect him, he can just chase you down.
Ooh, a little late on the black shield there, I think. Yutapon gets stunned for a brief amount of time, and they're still going for it again. Bandage charge keeps on going through. Damage is there, the Amumu's gonna do it himself!
Double up!
Needs a little bit more, the double up, not quite there it looks like, but still forcing them back once more.
It was on cooldown, I believe. Brance had already used the double up, and Harp had the good mind to separate from Yutapon. You don't want to line that up for the bounce to go through, but still, again, forcing them out of lane. Already 10 CS up for the MF. Absolutely not what you would have expected, given the double counter pick for DFM's bot lane as well. They definitely saved those picks for their team, said, like, let's get you a good matchup into Brance. We don't want him running over this game, but it's already happening.
Yeah, kind of knew it was coming, but maybe just can't stop it at the end of the day. Looks for a shuriken flip in mid, does tinowns, has ulti, so can maybe threaten here. Again, Azir, not that much mobility, some but not much. Akali can exploit you, she can stay on top of you, but yeah, I'm going to keep Akali at arm's length, and tinowns going to go back to base, likely spend that TP off this first recall.
Looking good for them. Loud having the bot lane in their favor. We'll see if Croc starts trying to target the top side of the map a little bit more from here. You can see him getting the Scuttle Crab. We talked about the lack of Ghost available for Robo, but you can always go mid here. He doesn't have his flash. Use that in the bot lane gank, but oh, Evie.
Gnar does throw him in, tries to get him towards the tower. Ragnar coming in as well. But just a trade of ultis here at the end of the day. Croc is here, so is Steel. Croc actually going in for it.
tinowns.
Flashing over with a Hex Flash, I believe. Here's tinowns, like you say. Not much of a dive angle, but they might think about it. Looks like tinowns going to go back home to mid lane.
Yeah, going to take a little bit too long to set this dive up. The fact that Robo has to shove this entire wave means Evie has plenty of time to recall, come back, full health. You know, if he's half HP as minion into the turret and there's wave crashing, absolutely great angle, but I think Loud identified it's going to be too slow of a play to develop. Instead, actually let the wave push into Robo. So now he might have this dive threat, and that's forcing Steel after that camp. After Croc to go defend it, we got another fight in the bot lane.
This time, not able to get there, but still, you know, kind of like Leona, you still get on top of them, even if you don't get the stun through. Sejuani once again lining it up, Harp to target, does have flash this time, but damage is there, and again, they're just completely owning the 2v2. They're gonna hit 6 pretty quickly at this point, and then you know the all-in's really coming.
Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult situation for Harp to play this one out, because Sejuani can just Q in freely. If you black shield beforehand, great, the Amumu's still flying at you. He's probably gonna break that with just a QE combo, and then he can drop the ult at 6 after. Even if you shield after the Q, the EW, you just have to hold it, and because they're not getting low health, Sejuani can actually kind of run at you for a period of time, break the shield off, and then ult, or use the second Q charge to break it off, then ult. It does feel very difficult for Harp to actually play Morgana into this matchup now. When you already are so far behind, you don't have the pressure in the lane, there's nothing to stop the Amumu from going in over and over again.
No Ragnarok here, so Robo gonna struggle to get out of there. Oh, the W does get sidestepped barely, but Steel goes in, flashes for the auto, finds the stun, Ragnarok back up, but it's not gonna be enough, and Steel finds himself with a kill.
All right, a bit of life here for DFM. Gold lead not out of control yet. It's mostly game state that feels bad, but here, if you can get your soul lanes going, you can get rolling. Capitalizing on Robo's ult being down, forced out earlier by Evie underneath that turret. And here with Rift Ult started, we got Strut coming up the river.
tinowns here as well. Again, Yaharong doing well in the lane. You can see on the gold ghost, he's doing very well just under Brance. 6 does get hit for Sejuani. That's a big power spike for this Rift Herald fight.
Yeah, I like what DFM's doing here. They start the Rift Herald, Loud comes up to contest, and they just say, okay, great, and they leave Caitlyn down the bot lane. Bait this kind of response from Loud to get some breathing room onto the Caitlyn if she can get this shove. Morgana, you can see in the river dropping some wards to get some turret plates. Here, just a nice bait. Steel has again snuck into the top side. These lane ganks for Steel have been a big focus for him, and this one works out as Robo felt safe stepping forward while Evie was on ward clearing duty. No Ragnarok, no Ghost, easy kill.
Certainly so. Rift Herald, though, is secured there by Croc. We'll see where Loud want to direct their attention. Up a couple hundred gold right now. Mid lane's going to be the target. They flash in, gets pushed back, though, and Yaharong very effortlessly getting out of that one.
Yeah, Yaharong's ult forcing Croc back, so when the smash came through, it actually popped into his own turret. It was hard to get that off. You have to get the Q almost instantly before the Azir ult shoves you back. So not able to get it, just cost his own flash, so a bit of a oopsie there for Loud, and some breathing room again for DFM, knowing that there's no flash Maokai W for any of these laners.
Yeah, looking at bot lane quickly, we saw it. Brance still up pretty significantly, despite the CS being quite a bit closer. Yutapon sticking down there on bottom side, generally being able to farm safely when nothing wild is happening. So he's going to catch up, but like you said, he picked this lane to get ahead and stay ahead, not to fall behind and get even.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much I'm making it sound doomed for DFM, but it's not quite yet. We'll see if I can make this point before any dragon shenanigans happen. Steel is in the area, so they might contest this.
I'm more worried about Amumu flying at your face at this point. Zeus is locked and loaded with the ulti.
Yeah, I don't think this is a fight DFM want to take.
Oh,
so
no.
Where I was going to go with this is the bot lane game plan has obviously not gone well. The gold lead is not that bad. It's even. Basically, you have a Dragon for Loud. You have this Rift Herald. It's going to expand. It's going to get a little bit worse for a little bit here, but this scaling and team fighting, arguably for DFM, is better. Loud is playing a very short-range, engaged composition. If you can kind of kite that out, obviously with Caitlyn late game, Gnar, Azir, whatnot, you do have the ability to team fight still. So, you know, I'm wondering if I've overstated how bad this is going just because the bot lane hasn't exceeded on its win con.
Nice bait there. Brance going to have to flash out of this. Steel once again in the lane.
Dude, this guy in his lane ganks, someone put a damn deep ward on him and see where he is on the map. I mean, they had to have known. I think he was in that area given the blue timing. I think he had blue himself and didn't actually hand it off to Yaharong. So maybe that was why Loud did not know that there was the blue buff being taken right then. I'm going to check that actually right now. Yeah, he does have blue buff, so maybe a bit of a trick to make them think that, oh yeah, well, we would have seen Yaharong pick up the blue buff if Steel was in the bot side of the map. I don't know, but right now Steel is slowly getting DFM back in control of this game.
Harp trying to cancel once again. Zeus going in. Croc's here this time though. Ready with the Maokai ult, but lots of damage being eaten by the Amumu. Yutapon this time with a good defense. Ace in the hole, getting it blocked, but it burns the stopwatch as well. Here's Maokai though coming on in. Curse to the sad mummy, finds a stun. Bullet time is ripped and Harp is going to go down, but Brance, the target, does fall in response as Steel. Maybe not looking for a second, but it's 1-for-1 in bot lane.
1-for-1, but Brance dies. Good trade for DFM with Harp being the one taken down. Yutapon barely able to kite that one out. Steel still in the area to come down and give defense there, working out for them. And critically, Harp has been putting points into his E. He's E max right now with 3 points into it because of the problem that I was talking about, where his shield gets broken too easily. And I think you could see there, Zeus was a little surprised at how quickly or how hard it was to break the shield, couldn't drop his ultimate. And that's when you have time for Caitlyn to kind of start pelting him down. Nice adaptation out of the bot lane there. Normally you see things like Q-Max if you're trying to actually fish for kills and really punish them with the trap combos that Caitlyn can do. I think them recognizing they're on the back foot, go E here, makes some sense.
Certainly does, as tinowns was looking for a roam towards the top half of the map, but was watered out, so got halfway up the river and walked back down with Yaharong continuing to push in the wave. And tinowns has left lane a few times. That's the primary reason actually that Yaharong is so far ahead in CS. In fact, with nothing else happening for Yaharong, Azir's already got Leandri's finished. So pretty powerful right now. Actually finished it very quickly, the first mythic stun of the game, as you can see there from our little graphic.
You know what's funny? I realize we don't get the boop, 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 boop in our ear from the MasterCard completion, but it's there for the audience. So thank you, MasterCard.
Oh.
I don't get to hear it, so I'm a little sad I don't get that. What is now a kind of well-known, it's like a staple, of Worlds. The MasterCard first mythic item completed.
Nicely done there. tinowns tagging Harp, but definitely not going to go for a trip there. On the other side of the Shuriken Clip would likely be a one-way ticket. No Dragon up for 2 minutes either, so just vibes mostly here on the bottom side of the Rift as Zeus joins Brance back in the bottom lane. Gale Force stun as well, by the way, for Yutapon, so has certainly evened things up just by continuing to stay calm, and honestly Steel really patching up the early game where things were going well for Loud.
Yeah, I mean, I would say neither team's win con in the early game happened.
Right.
Nothing good in the solo lanes for Loud, and the bot lane for DFM kind of got exploded. They have recovered it with that counter gank a little bit. You can see the CS slightly in his favor, but no turret play taken, which is obviously what caitlyn is expecting to do in the early game. So in that sense, neither team have gotten what they've wanted. Now you have these short-range melee solo laners who are not ahead of the pace of the game. They're not completing their mythic items first. They can't just brainlessly dive you with this Maokai and kill you. So I do think this actually puts Loud in an awkward position where they have to be very careful how they take these team fights. But again, they also don't have the caitlyn win con. So this is not at all how I thought this game was going to be going.
No, certainly not. Almost 15 minutes through. Basically even as far as gold goes. In fact, a few hundred up for Detonation FocusMe, but not much at all. Certainly looking for the next possible fight around this dragon in 50 seconds if the teams want to go for it. We know Loud are very keen to pull the trigger on their player. Seos is extremely proactive on this Amumu and continues to be so as they invade the topside jungle.
Yeah, moving their bot lane to mid to set up this 1-3-1 now, but that does put Akali alone under the turret here. This is going to go down for that red buff steal. Not the end of the world, given the fact that the turret plays have already dropped, so it's just some local gold they're going to be giving up. But I'm not quite sure it's worth it for a red buff in Rift Herald, because again, Rift Herald will just be used to take a turret anyways. Might make them able to get the mid turret against the Azir in the end, so maybe Loud might be able to get it back. But for now, short-term gain for DFM, grabbing the first turret of the game here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it pays off. A bit of bonus gold never hurt Yutapon. Happily take it there. As Detonation FocusMe jump up to about 1,000 gold ahead at the end of that play. Dragon also is spawning, and DFM are first to the area with Loud starting a Herald. So we're going to split the Drakes as well, which typically signals that the game is going to be a bit more deliberate as far as pacing goes.
It's going to be a longer game for sure, and there's been some conversation about if DFM is a fast-paced or slow-paced team. As we see that Rift Herald is in fact used mid to try and drop this turret. Should be able to grab this one here, like we were saying. Maokai ult going down the river to stop them from rotating from the dragon to defend this. Not anticipating a team fight with both neutral dragon objectives just taken, excuse me. So Maokai just using that one for zone control. But where I was going with that was DFM wins games very quickly, but I think their perfected playstyle, what they ideally want to be playing, is a more slow-paced scaling teamfight game.
We're just trying to kill Harp today, huh?
Okay.
Guess it's going to work out. Level 11 rampaging Olaf. Robo gets a solo kill.
Silly Harp, that's not your jungle. You have Loud had so much vision control from that red buff contest that just happened. Harp wanted to get some of that back, but just face checks a Robo, who finally gets on the board, gets that kill.
4-2, the kills right now.
Gold even.
All of those deaths are Harp. He is getting picked on by Loud. I mean,
you do this to the man.
It happens. It happens. It's okay. He'll bring it back. It's not surprising that the underlevel support is getting killed a lot, okay? It happens.
Yeah, he's, baiting all the resources to go to him. While in the meantime, that means that Yaharong has almost hit 200 CS at 17 minutes.
Wow, that's actually wild.
That is pretty gross for an Azir to be that far ahead. Everyone else is at least 50 CS behind on the enemy team. There's one thing going well for DFM right now is their farm has still kept up and been quite good. One of the reasons the gold lead is close, despite the extra kills going Loud's favor.
Yeah, Yaharong actually worth a little bit of bonus money as well if you can pick him off, thanks to his superior farming. Seos looks like he's looking around between top and mid, seeing if someone won't walk into a bandage. Again, Loud have plenty of tools to go in and try and find a pick or even a full-on fight if they can line up the angles, but Detonation FocusMe not going to give them those angles if they can help it as they roam into mid and see if Yutapon can't continue playing Siege.
Yeah, moving Yutapon into the mid lane to match the 1-3-1 plays a little bit more to Loud's team comp strengths. The fact that they get these long side lanes now for their solo laners.
Force the flash, we're going for it. Ragnarok's pop, Ghost is there, Emperor's Divide, pops Robo back again, not CC immune anymore, Ice in the hole, gonna line it up. He's okay.
Is he?
For how much longer? Here's Steel. Again, you don't have Ragnarok, you don't have Flash, you don't have Ghost. You're just gonna die. Donation given, Steel takes it.
Oh boy. Hold on, we got another fight going down the mid lane. Loud trying to punish. Not gonna make it too far away. Oh, Robo. The Olaf player ults. What's it time out? Because I think he ulted after his axe so you don't get the damage to extend the duration there. I'll have to take another look exactly how he played that one, but his ult ran out almost instantly in Yaharong. The concern is, oh no, I can't actually shove him off me, but then that misplay by Robo allowed an easy ult under turret.
Brance with a necessary cleanse. Still there, pretty good aim with the ult. Here's Croc, by the way, roaming on in, but looks like there's no counterplay yet for Loud.
I mean, this is favoring DFM still in this map state because you're able to get the cleanse out from mid, keep drawing the jungler there. Yaharong just keeps farming, took the minions all the way to the turret, then grabbed a couple Krugs as well. tinowns trying to make something happen in the isolated top side of the map, but Evie is too good, playing safe. Did lose his flash for it, though. tinowns should be able to grab this turret now, given that they've been in a bit of a map split situation.
Yeah, minion are definitely vulnerable to an assassin like Akali. Evie playing respectfully, though actually going to walk back in. Has enough Narba to maybe feel like this is okay. Clears out the way, buys a lot more time. tinowns going back in. No ulti, though. Could make things tricky for Akali, and Evie transforms and forces tinowns back.
Yeah, tinowns having to go away, not a big deal. There is no wards in the top side for DFM, so it's a little risky. They're trying to shadow him here. You know, they have Steel finally up in the top side, starting to clear some of these out. But during that time, Robo continuing to try and play aggressive in the bot side.
Yaharong just playing at arm's length, using the tower and his soldiers to keep Robo as far away as possible. Ragnarok is back up and available. But again, no mobility summoner for either DFM's mid laner or Loud's top laner. Means that without some assistance, I don't think Yaharong's in too much peril. Sails though trying to threaten and at least create enough space where Robo can take down this tower. Loud are looking for a bit more gold, and we'll find some here as Robo finally finishes off this outer turret.
Robo able to grab this one. I went back and rewatched it. He actually did ult at the right time. Got a Stridebreaker proc, but he just shorted his second axe, and then once that missed, continuing forward, of course it's going to time out. So Robo still in a fine position to keep trying to threaten these all-ins. He is not that far behind gold-wise from Yaharong, as you can see there. And if he can get some roams from the mid lane, you saw Sejuani moving down there to kind of cover him a little bit. There's been pretty good vision control from Loud whenever they pick a side of the map they want to overload. You saw the top side having a ton of wards here with Dragon spawning in just a couple 10 seconds about. They're already moving down, got pinks in the river, making it so DFM are going to have to face check them.
Number of rank 2 ultis available for this upcoming fight if the teams want to pick one. Looks like they do. Brance currently trying to reverse the wave here in mid, but DetonatioN FocusMe going to roam into the river and try and take away vision. Sejuani looking for a banish toss angle. Teleport coming in as well. Loud looking to set up here and take this dragon away.
Yeah, Robo TP's in. Both Evie and tinowns still on the top side of the map. Both have teleport to match here. DFM look happy to give this dragon up. Again, we talked about the lack of pressure, but Loud want to fight.
Yeah, want to fight in mid instead. Going to force Steel away. Teleport also forced out of there. In goes Robo running into Harp. They'll take him out, but can they get more? Yaharong now the next target, but Bullet Time is going to split the rest of the fight, and Yaharong is completely isolated. Does manage to take down Robo, but it costs him his life to tinowns.
Nice collapse there by Loud, pincering them. Fight might not be done yet. Evie is healthy enough with Yutapon and Steel that they can kind of threaten Loud here after Robo dropped.
2 ultis left for DetonatioN FocusMe, both Gnar and Yutapon's ulti. It's all out for Loud, so I don't think they can re-engage, but again, have the numbers advantage, might want to walk in here and force them off the dragon that they might be trying to sneak away here.
Yeah, Croc, oh, I think he wanted that red buff to start, you know, gets oh, he already has a red buff. He already no, he doesn't. That's just the Bramble.
Yeah. You'll get baited.
Yeah, I got baited. The little red circle underneath. He wants the red buff to heal up. That's why I was trying to finish that one off there, and then they can contest this, but taking him too long to get the red buff healing on him. So it looks like DFM are going to get this one for free. Yep.
Second dragon for them. Again, definitely signaling a slower game, but DetonatioN FocusMe happy to have the soul trending in their direction. Now slightly closer than their opponents, but...
Ooh, Loud. Maybe doing a Baron sneak in response. It was a pretty slow tempo play for DFM to get that. The people who were in that fight never got a reset off, and you can see them breaking apart. They have members in the air to contest, though.
Also makes sense with how they've, you know, what side of the map they've played on as far as vision goes for Loud, but DetonatioN FocusMe will do their homework, make sure to check the objective. Could stay on it here. It's little under 5,000 health left, and we might just be going for it here. Steel's actually pretty far away, so they can finish the Baron. Maokai once again trying to zone them away. They get the Baron. tinowns dives in. Now tries to get out, but perfect execution is just going to be that for the enemy team as Yutapon takes him out.
Yeah, tinowns trying to find a kill there, but does buy space for the rest of Loud to get the recall off. A really nice Baron. Such a slow dragon take by DFM. And the fact that they did not have Steel trying to go immediately towards the top side of the map. He was actually doing some jungle clearing. They didn't have any vision of him, but I think Loud were just, you know, flipping it a little bit, saying, if he's not in the area, there's no smite contest. And the zoning tools that Maokai has with his ultimate meant that it was free. And now Loud up 2,000 gold, almost 1.5k. We'll see if they can get some more turrets off the map, get this gold lead even bigger.
Yeah, game has been kind of in touching distance for a lot of it here with the gold lead trading back and forth, but see how much damage Loud can get done with the Red Bull Baron in just a moment. Is this the call that got them there?
Yeah, he lands the E by tinowns. Very tempting, especially with the ult coming in. Breaks the shield. Did not break it in time for the Maokai ultimate. I think he was trying to get there in time so that the Maokai root would land on the Yutapon. And then afterwards, he was just doing what he could to try and kill someone. Didn't work out, but, you know, at the end of the day, you still got that Baron. It was not the end of the world to lose that on yourself. Would be nice for the 1-3-1 if all 3 of your lanes could have Baron on it, but still Loud. Huge play. Great call by them to force that Baron.
Yeah, sneaky sapling actually by Croc. At least got Harp's flash out of the deal at the end of that replay. So, you know, not too bad, but tinowns having to trade his life away there. We'll see how it works out. As we continue on, Loud should be building up a pretty hefty gold lead if they can play the map state right. Seos once again onto Yaharong, baiting out the ulti. Very nice there as the Maokai ulti comes in as well. Typically see that being used to kind of set up a dive and threaten them off the turret, but Croc just kind of letting it rip there in the top half of the rift.
Yeah, I was a little worried for a second there of exactly what was going to happen when Seos went in by himself. I think if Yaharong could have got that shove back, it would have been a very easy kill on the Amumu. But luckily, able to get out of there. It's now setting up this push between mid and top lane. Should be able to grab some of these turrets.
So tinowns is rejoining the squad as well here in mid. Yutapon though firing away. 2 items done for the caitlyn. Evie looking for the angle, forcing Brance to flash away.
Very respectable by Brance there. Does not want to get stunned up while Robo is not there. Now Yaharong wanting to go in.
No ulti though, but again, Robo just got no health. Yaharong is so strong on this Azir. Getting another solo kill.
Gets the solo kill. Robo having no MR is completely itemized for the Gnar matchup, really. Getting punished for that.
Croc is in trouble, does have to flash. Steel doesn't have his ulti, otherwise it would have been an easy follow-up. Instead, we'll go in once again. Croc trying to bait him in, but Seos missing that bandage shot critically. Now getting low, taking too much damage. Pops goes to the side. Mummy, the ball time in response is good, but Seos still low. Evie trying to find the kill. Wants Brance over tinowns, peels back to defense. Damage is there, but Brance eats the dark binding. Yutapon shuts it down, and Yaharong is going to finish off the play. It's Seos that throws his life away to try and protect his mid laner, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Steel once again trying to pursue here, no ulti, but flashes in for the Q, chilling smite, autos aren't there, but Yaharong zooms on in, scoops on down, and takes another kill.
All right, this game's getting a little scrappy. DFM finding these angles onto Loud, who were being a little lax with their setups. Robo dying in the top side to Yaharong 1v1. Gives DFM an angle, an odd man play to just really brute force down in mid lane. Able to get those kills. Robo does clear out the way to protect the mid turret. Don't think he'll be able to get this kill. Ragnarok coming up right now.
Tiebreaker pop, TP coming in. He's going for a 1v1. It's just too easy. He's immune to everything. Harp, the next one could be the target. Steals here as well. Can anyone stop this rampaging Viking? Robo gets himself the double kill. Now trying to run his way out of there. The blast going kept there. Evie now going to pop over and take it, but Robo's still going. Ghost runs out, but Robo's still chugging it down towards the bottom side of the rift. It's a lot of legwork today for Olaf, but Steel's going to put him frozen in the bottom lane as Evie will scoop up the kill and shut down the top laner.
Yeah, DFM making sure they want to kill him quickly. The rest of Loud was coming to defend Robo potentially. Oh boy, all right. At the end of all of that, the Baron sneak, the crazy fighting, somehow the gold lead is basically equal.
We're back as Dragon's up in 12 seconds. You can see the little theme park we've been attending for these last 27 minutes. Back and forth as far as the gold goes. Very fun game so far. And if the series goes like this, we're in for a long one, Mr. Mark Zimmerman.
The old heart rate monitor gold graph. You know you're in for a good series when you see one of these.
And even up the Dragons here as well. Again, we warned you it was going to be a longer game, and certainly seems to be the trend right now. But DetonatioN FocusMe feeling a bit more confident. Yutapon has found item number 3, quite powerful now on the caitlyn as they will try and line up a 5v5, but tinowns on the flank is spotted by Control. One TP looking for the pincer. Croc there with the ulti. They're going to try and get him from all 4 sides. Caught in the cube. Can they get it done? It's Seos that moves in. Ball time channeled there by Brance, but Seos still trying to fight it as Yutapon gets his way out of there and takes out the enemy support. tinowns now looking for the assassination, but Yutapon's going to outplay it. Dragon's still loose. Steel's still low, but he lives somehow in the end of it all as Robo's getting low. Brance on the front line gets whipped out by Heavy and Yaharong. And they'll somehow make that work and take the Dragon to boots.
What a crazy fight by DFM. There was split. There was like 3 different 1v1s happening. Evie was a Mininar at the start of it. I thought that was going to be a good fight for Loud, but they just could not actually find a kill. They were all hitting different targets. And at the end of the day, DFM are able to kite out. Like I said, if you let the team fight go long enough, it should absolutely go in their favor here. Croc with the ult over the wall. The TP coming in behind with Robo, I thought would set it up well. Here, Evie almost killed right out the gate. But then it's only Brance really hitting him while everyone else starts focusing down. Yutapon, tinowns is kind of in no man's land. lane trying to find a target, but by the time he gets on top of Yutapon, he's low enough to get finished off there, just blown up. And then Robo's trying to find the kill onto Steel. No one's finished off Evie. Now Yutapon's untouched, and Brance is flat, trying to find one kill if he can do it. Not able to do so, and there you go. Third dragon over the DFM. 2 mountain dragons critically. Very, very powerful in general. Also very powerful into a comp that's kind of all in.
And you said it. If the fight goes long enough, the damage will be done. Almost 8,000 damage between Yaharong and Yutapon there. Definitely the carries making it work in the 5v5.
Overall damage, relatively close in that fight.
Yes.
But it does speak to, one, DFM's comp having a lot of frontline and tankiness, as well as just better target selection, able to kill the multiple members of Loud.
Yep, they spot Croc, decide that that's not the fight they're looking for. Baron, though, is the target here. Robo's going to spot them, but Evie almost transformed once again. Ragnarok forced out. Good aim once more by Steel Sejuani. Evie continuing to zone them away. Here's the Maokai ulti, though, to try and do the same. DFM are off the Baron.
They're off the Baron, but they're now getting more control for it. The ult's traded. A little surprised to see Croc commit that one to make sure that they could get out. Does mean it's very hard to contest. They have a caitlyn trap line through one choke point. Will force them to have to come in through mid-river as well as blue buff ramp.
Forcing tinowns to TP, and he does. Baron pretty low, though, again. Azir caitlyn damage pretty significant at this stage of the game. It's Croc maybe with an angle, but he's trying to go to the front door. Are we just going to try and flip
He gets it!
Croc flashes in, steals the Baron. Tinowns got Evie. My goodness, Croc alive for a little bit longer, but the fight's still going in favor of Loud. They have to get out of the Baron pit. Yutapon, can you escape? Curse of the Sand Mummy tags too. Robo finds a shutdown on Loud and flip the game right back around.
DFM thought they had control, but they did not have anyone marking Croc. He just walks up, flash, smite, steals, and then during that time, Evie was Gnar, I believe, gets focused down by the side on the top. Look at this, just no one actually trying to stop Croc. They just have those 2 traps, and that's it. Meanwhile, they're in the pit. There's this massive bullet time. There's no one to stop that from channeling. Doesn't end up actually hitting that many targets, but Evie was split. He died. Harp trying to run into the entire team, and now they're just pinned up in this pit.
And again, Sales here holds the ulti. Didn't even need it for the front of the fight. Make sure they scoop up at least one more kill, and Brance makes it another with the flash. Crowd seems to like that one, as this game has been very topsy-turvy.
We found the one Loud fan in the crowd. There's a ton online. There's that guy in the crowd. He's excited. He's feeling it.
Loud enough, certainly. Very hypey crowd so far. It's been lovely to hear them all worlds long in Mexico City. And we're kind of in the spot we were the last time the Baron got taken, weirdly, where Loud have a gold lead and a Baron once again. In the driver's seat.
In the driver's
close out
seat,
game 1.
Have a gold lead again after getting a Baron. That's how it was before, but then they lost that gold lead. It went close to even. I think for DFM, they're not out of this game at all yet. Still all inhibitor turrets up. If they can find a way to hold on to these, that's great. If you lose one, not the end of the world. Just try and survive this and be in a position to contest this next dragon, but if you can't do it, you can still sack this. And I think preserving your base is more important than flipping for the 4th dragon soul point. Just give it over the Loud if you don't have a good angle. And do everything you can to preserve your base so you're not under pressure of a split push later on. Here's the zoning ultimate.
Maokai ulti, everyone's just going to tank it. Bullet time, they're going to be ripped as a result. Still moving in. Brance, though, is just going to bait in. Is forced to pop the cleanse, but Evie eats a stun in mini-nut form. Curse of the Sad Mummy finds one stun, but only one, and not enough to get the job done, as Robo was looking for the wraparound in top side. They're going to give it up.
Very nice defense by DFM. They're absorbing multiple ultimates from the enemy team, forcing out some from themselves as well. Like I said, base defense is the name of the game right now, and if you ever get a neutral fight against a Baroned up team defending your turret, that's a huge win. The fact that this monstrous Baron power play is not getting any bigger, it's already up to 5,000 just from the fights and the kills, but keeping your turrets alive is absolutely critical for DFM here, so that's a big win. Only 30 seconds left on the Baron means that they're probably not going to be able to get anything else with it. They might get this dragon, but it's going to time out around the exact same time. So DFM with that defense might be able to move in. Most of their ults will be back available. Steals is very short cooldown compared to people like Sejuani. So this might actually be an angle for DFM to get Soul Point.
I mean, to your point, even though the gold is currently in favor of Loud, I would never sleep on a team with an Azir this big. 6-1 and 5 Yaharong. 4 items already done. Robo going to be the target of mid lane, but Sejuani trying to find the counter engage. Amumu, not that tanky. Yeah, that's why Yutapon is going to blow him up there. Steel's got the CC to keep him locked in place. 5v4 now for DetonatioN FocusMe with Soul Point still on the table.
Yeah, trying to force out Croc. He's the man. If you can get this smite off, it's not even contestable.
Good one if they can get it, but they can't grab it just yet. Still, the dragon is going to be their target. Will they bait the fight or will they start the objective? Objective now going to be hit.
Yutapon doesn't have enough traps to set up a proper trap line quite yet, it looks like, but does get a couple down.
Croc, no flash, does have Hex Flash. It is worth noting.
Yeah, he can get into the pit.
They've got vision as well, by the way. There's that ward right on the left that they can't see. They don't have a control ward down there as they're going to try and pop Robo to at least get the Ragnarok there. tinowns also looking for the flank. They know Maokai's here.
Again.
He's going in again!
Not again!
Are you kidding me? Crocky steals the dragon, keeps the soul at bay, but the teamfight win going firmly in the favor of Detonation FocusMe, but Robo going to run away safely. Brance going to get shut down. He's GA popped as well. Oh boy!
Not the same level of heroics this time by Croc. Not able to win the fight afterwards, but does delay what could have been a game-ending objective. Getting 3 Mountain Dragons and the Mountain Soul would make team fighting so hard for Loud, and the fact that they get that away, able to kite this out, might lose a mid inhibitor on the tail end of this play. Multiple death timers still up, and chasing tinowns to the far corners of the earth there. All the way up into top lane brush to get this recall off.
Yaharong can take the Croc because he was trying to chase that. tinowns here back up.
Robo was up there. Might be.
Gets tagged, but now comes back in. 3v3, could maybe look for a fight. Ulti baited out there of Steel, but no real way to get back in, especially as the Dark Lightning hits Akali. So Loud gonna lose their inhib. That was the cost of Croc stealing yet another massive objective.
Obviously worth it from the position that they were in with Sejuani dead without his ultimate. Croc getting in there, man. Just despite the name Steel, it's not looking like it this game. Not able to secure these, handing them away. tinowns had a potential angle here. If you land that E, it would be a very difficult 2v1 into the Morgana with her ult up. Understandable that he did not end up taking that. Just kites it out, realizes, hey, let's sack our losses, give up a couple deaths. Worth it to deny that massive soul point. Baron up in 40 seconds will be the next objective. And it looks like Loud might have the general map control right now. We do have auto-pushing mid lane for Loud, but obviously you're just going to keep Brance in the mid lane to wave clear. We'll see if DFM can shut them out.
All right, well, seen it twice already. Could see it for a third time in 20 seconds as Yaharong tries to make the play onto tinowns. Burns the ulti. tinowns does not get caught by Azir.
Doesn't get caught. Does get the ult out. Means that for a little bit, DFM will probably be playing defensively until he comes back up. Not a very long cooldown. You can already see a quarter of the way back up for Yaharong. Interestingly, does not have room for a decap in his build. Went for Shadow Flame. Banshees still have plenty of damage. Very important to survive. tinowns diving onto you in the backline, so it makes some sense.
Look at that top lane. That attack is still there. I didn't even realize. Maybe a bit of gold there for Yaharong. Not that he's going to have a chance to spend it because we got a Baron to contend ourselves with here, folks.
Yeah, we have the kind of map split where DFM are finally going to break this turret, but Robo is down in the bot side. Evie does not have teleport to contest quite yet. It will give a window where if Loud want to flip a Baron and just start a fight or something, as we see, whoa, Steel ult down the mid lane. Did get the cleanse from Brance.
Perhaps worth it there. Ultimate cooldowns aren't that long at this stage of the game, although it's only rank 2, not rank 3 ultimate for Steel as Evie. He's going to chase Robo away. Pretty protracted dance here, but Loud wanting to lean on their teleport advantage for a little while longer. Evie's cooldown is about to come up, though, as Croc finds a fight there on the top side. It's Yaharong, the target they want. Azir is a very juicy target to get. He is going to get hit up there, but they can't follow through the Emperor's Eye, but Sales flashes in. tinowns shuts it down, and Loud find themselves in a critical position as Robo straight up diving the enemy top laner, forcing Evie away.
Evie was able to kite away from the axe and make sure that it was either between getting damage or picking it up. Ends up surviving there critically, but with Yaharong down, Loud want to force onto the Baron.
The 4v4 right now. tinowns TP'd in. Robo, oh, he's going to stay. I think he realized Evie's going, so he's going to try and apply the pressure. Sheos does have ulti. Gets spotted in the brush there, but Loud just want to buy time for Robo.
I do like the slower play by Loud here. The fact that there's still 30 seconds on Yaharong. Just keep pressure on the Baron. Stop DFM from being allowed to go back. Evie's running up there now, but you're guaranteed to at least get this bottom turret. Maybe more. If Evie shows here, you might be able to get Robo to TP back down into the Baron.
And we saw it already. Robo decent in the 1v1, especially against Minino, though. Evie's about to transform as I say that. Robo here, Pop Stride Breaker runs away. He's got the Ghost ticking away. Yutapon's down here as well, so they're just on the Baron for Loud. Robo with the perfect Vapid Steal here, trying to repay the favor.
It's his turn. No, it's not.
No, the Maokai ulti's too strong, and Loud, a very clean bit of map play, gets him another Baron, the third of the game.
Loud showing they're not all hands. They got brains, too. That map play right there was absolutely incredible. Robo staying on the bot side, forcing Evie to TP after getting the pick onto Yaharong. They have to pick something to defend, and surprisingly, DFM chooses the bot inhibitor over trying to defend the Baron. I think the correct call is just let Robo take that bot lane, Evie holds your TP probably after he lost it. I don't know. It's tough because then you'd have super creeps pushing automatically, and Yaharong would be the one who would have to hold Robo because he would be the one with TP up. It would be a very difficult situation. Now, though, the enemy has Baron.
The extended play, though, DetonatioN FocusMe do have vision around the possible soul. It is 2 dragons to 3. DetonatioN FocusMe can still get themselves the Mountain Soul. Seos gonna get himself stunned up by Sejuani, but a lot tankier now. Oh, he finds the backline instead. Stuns up Steel if they can kill the jungler. That makes getting the dragon a whole host easier. Massive amount of damage done already. Tino's gonna try and make the big play. Into stasis we go. Robo's going absolutely ballistic in the backline. Takes out Steel. Every low, they're going off at the shutdown. Robo pulling this game out from maybe the brink of defeat, going absolutely off in the late game on Olaf. And DetonatioN FocusMe are routed in this mid lane.
Robo is taking over. He's the one who sets up that macro play with his pressure, and then there goes ham on the back line while the rest of the team was dealing with DFM's tanky front line, able to survive through that. Will give them their 3rd dragon of the game, as well as picking up a number of kills here. Nice snipe by Steel, but realistically, no one can follow up there. Yaharong and Yutapon, you can see, are just busy dealing with Robo during that entire time. tinowns lands this ult, sees the combo with Robo to go in there and start trying to get members low. Steel had a nice interrupt to stop him from getting in here, and it's just Robo 1v4 basically.
Yeah.
You can see him get 1 kill, get the second. They can't peel him off, just life-stealing through everything while the rest of Loud was busy with the front line of DFM. That was the Robo 1v4. What a beast.
Yeah, when Olaf's ahead, it's real rough for Yaharong's Azir, because your buttons just don't do anything.
And I have you credit, he's not that far ahead. Robo, this game, did not have an incredible early lane phase, did not have this insane kill score until just recently. He had more deaths than kills until just literally that fight. So he was not significantly far ahead the pace of the game, which is when most Olafs look the best. He did not have a great early game. We talked about the bot dive where the ultimate timed out before, but showing that he has this champion on lock in the late game, can still play these fights out in the midst of the enemy team.
Still have Baron, and did get the dragon, so now it's soul point apiece. Don't see that too often, but that's the situation we're currently in. 1, maybe 2 waves left for Loud to try and push down more turrets. Bottom lane inhib still open for them to take as well, but not going to get that much done here. Going to have to do it fairly.
Yeah, no teleports, but still I think the lane assignment's a little questionable here by Loud. I think you would want to get that free open inhibitor if you could, instead of getting this push up in the top side. Maybe a misallocation of resources as Baron times out right now. Still, with 2 Barons, Loud has not cracked an inhibitor.
Once again, Croc lets the ulti go. Going to try and buy some space here. Maybe a fight on. Oh, the ulti splits the uprights there for Steel. And tower is low, but it will be defended just barely. DetonatioN FocusMe holding on to what structures they have left.
Pretty even trade of ultimates. Croc's at around 47 seconds. Steel's at around 53. So if Croc ever wants to throw his out for zoning, Steel is more than happy to yeet his out there as well. Stop people from being able to grab that turret. And again, defending their inhibitors by DFM. Oh boy, we are going to get a split situation in 2.5 minutes. I feel like the Baron, it spawns 30 seconds earlier. If it doesn't die in that 30 seconds, you're going to see someone opt for the trade. How that's going to go, though, is going to be the entire game. One team's going to get Mountain Soul, the other team's probably going to get Baron. I feel like Mountain Soul is the more important one, so I would expect a contest, actually, but you never know. This could be one of those weird games where you sack the Soul, you get the Baron buff, and try and end the game off that. This has been a crazy game 1 in a 5-game series.
Yeah, I can't remember what the longest game of Worlds 2022 has been yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one was at least in the running. We'll have to get an update perhaps later on, as someone can inform me. But Loud lining up for these next objectives. 130 to that Baron, as you said. 30 seconds before the Dragon, up in just over 2 minutes.
Confirmation, just past the longest.
Let's go!
You have a thick Spidey sense, Pastry.
And again, we did say after the first Dragons were split that we were going to get a long one. Didn't necessarily expect the longest one of the tournament.
Do you know who was playing in the old one?
DetonatioN FocusMe and another team.
Wrong.
No!
DRX RNG. Very good game.
Oh, of course. Oh, that was day 1. That's so long ago now. That was such a good game, though.
All right, we'll have to see if Loud can get this Mountain Dragon. I expect that to be, like I said, the higher priority one. Barons have not been too impactful thus far in this game. Obviously a very powerful objective itself, but the teams have not been able to exploit it, and I think you would much rather the permanent shield, the extra resist. Both teams have very tanky front lines that you have to punch through.
Everyone has items. everyone should have all their sums up by the time these objectives spawn. We've got, a couple bits on the flash for Evie and Brance, but I don't think it's going to be too far away. Robo's going to try and pressure this open inhib, but again, can't... When the game gets this late, can't get too wild. Cannot afford to make a mistake.
No. Any fight at this point that is a wipe will obviously end the game pretty much outright. For DFM, they can charge down mid lane. That's open. For Loud, probably running through bot lane. Both of them have routes to the enemy's base if they can just kill the people in the way. We're also at the point in the game where some people stop getting stronger. Azir did swap over to the death cap, like I said, dropping the Shadow Flame. Absolutely the right call when you have that much gold, but here we go.
Rank 3, Amumu ulti gets it going. Goes to the set, Mami finds 3. Harp is gonna mount up Robo. He's just gonna do it again. He's going on a rampage. He's berserk. Yaharong gets himself killed again. And Robo saves the day in game 1 for Loud. That should be it.
Objectives be damned, they're going for the fight right down the mid lane. Loud popping off, Sejuani finally getting that good engage, setting Robo up to do what he does best, charge down the backline, obliterate them. The 3 men of Loud are now just stopping recall while Brance and Robo end the game.
A 2v0 easy PvE for Loud there as Robo and Brance, the veteran and the rookie, are going to put the finishing touches on game number 1.
Absolutely insane game by Loud. So many members stepping up to make that one happen. In the early game, the bot lane of Brance and Sejuani denying the Caitlyn power. In the mid game, Croc with the steals on the Barons to keep them alive. And then Robo in the late game. Those